let's see. Yes, we talked about employment, but this is an old lesson. I don't want this book, the other one. Okay, let's find it. This is what you asked me about, right? You asked me about, in the message, you asked me about the edition. Which edition?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the edition you were using is the second edition.
Okay.
Because there are only, I think this book only has 2 editions, edition 1 and 2. So the one we're using is the second edition. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. All right, so the last thing we spoke about in our last lesson, I think, was, let me share the book with you. So we were talking about the different ways of using present continuous and present simple tenses, how we can use them in 2 different ways, not the usual way. And we described the 2 different ways of using present continuous. We mentioned that we can use it to talk about something that's happening right now at the moment of speaking, so this is possible. And also we can use it to talk about things which are happening around now, but not at the moment of speaking. So these were 2 different ways of using present continuous here, A and B. And another way, is it noisy? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
It's not noisy?
No.
Can you hear a buzzing sound, kind of sound like
No,
this?
no.
Okay, good. All right, and the second thing we talked about was the different ways of using present simple. We agreed that we can use it to talk about routines. This is the usual way that we're used to using it. This is how everybody uses it. This is the way we learned in elementary how to use, this is the way we learned how to use the present simple. But there's also another way, which is state verbs. So present simple can also be used in another way to talk about states, to describe states. And we also talked a little bit about the difference between state verbs and activity verbs. We talked about this. And I remember this exercise 5, was also an important exercise because it shows us the difference between the two verb tenses, how to use each one of them. Of course, here to decide, you need to know the meaning, of course, or the point that the speaker or the writer here is trying to make. So we agreed that, for example, number 3 and 4, when we said here that the company makes parts for cars and they sell them to companies in Europe. This is their nature. This is their state, right? So this is how they always work. So they make parts for cars and they sell them to companies in Europe. But when we talk about the new thing or the new change or the thing that's happening around now, the different thing, we changed and started using the present continuous. So we started saying, where is it? They are doing very well at the moment, but they want to get more business, and now they are trying to sell to companies in the USA. Do you see the change from present simple here, and then we changed it to present continuous. So this really depends on the meaning. So you need to also to be a little bit a little bit aware of what are they talking about. So it's not just change the verbs in the brackets and just put them all in the past simple or all in the present simple or all in the present continuous. No, you need to think, what is the writer trying to say? So all of this was in our last lesson. Today we'll talk about, we have something a little different, but also nice. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. All right, so in this lesson here, we will talk about, we're still talking about jobs, but maybe we are talking about sort of different kinds of jobs or rare jobs. Okay, so it says here, think of 3 jobs you would like to do and 3 jobs you would hate to do. So all you need to do here is just think of 3 words, 3 jobs that you think are very interesting and you would like to try, and 3 jobs which you think are very bad and you would never want to try. Which 3 jobs come to your mind? The good ones, the ones you want to try.
Maybe a businessman.
Okay, so you want to be a businessman.
With businesswomen.
Or a businesswoman, but businessmen are usually a little, maybe more richer, I think. They're a bit richer, right?
Yes.
Okay, so a businesswoman, that's interesting. What do you think? What do you think a typical day of a businesswoman is, or what do they do, or how is a businesswoman's day? How does it start? What do they do? What do you think?
Maybe in clothes she can I think to buy clothes and sell them.
So so she's a bit like a saleswoman, maybe more than
yes.
if she buys maybe yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe she can open a center for beauty women.
So you mean like beauty salons where women do
yes.
Manicures and pedicures, and they do their hair and makeup, and
yes.
a health spa. Do you know what a health spa is?
Yes.
Have you heard of this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she can also open a school, a special school, and she stayed as master.
That's interesting. So, but do you think she can handle all of it together, or do you think maybe it's a bit difficult?
No, but she can do something and try to wide her business.
You mean employ other experts and employ other people who can do these things for her?
Yes.
I think that sounds very interesting. Okay, so this is an example of something you'd like to try. Can you think of 2 other jobs that you think are also nice, that you would like to have? Maybe something different from what you spoke about.
Okay, and maybe a doctor. I think
be a doctor.
Yes.
How do you think? How do you think a day of a doctor is, or what do you think the interesting things are?
I think they are very comfortable. Because they sleep as they like and go to their work as they like, and I think it's not difficult now. That's what I think.
Okay, so that's an interesting opinion also. So a businesswoman and a doctor and
that's what I see. That's what I see now.
Yeah. But what about a 3rd job that you think is equally interesting, something like this?
Okay. Maybe a lawyer.
A lawyer, maybe?
Yes. I think that's interesting job.
Do you think it's hard or easy, or how is it?
Yes, it's hard, but I think interesting job.
Mm. Okay, okay.
I don't. Mhm.
You wanted to say something?
No.
What about 3 jobs that you think are horrible? 3 jobs that you wouldn't like to have?
Teacher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, why is that?
Because I'm a teacher and I I think that's the wrong thing.
You think it's not the right job for you.
Yes, yes. I hate this job.
So you don't like teaching.
Yes, not like teaching, but as what I see in our classes, they are crowded pupils, and when we teach, you teach 3 or 4 classes, and that's very difficult, and the salary is very low.
You're right. Yes, public teaching in public schools is very bad. I agree with you. It's not a comfortable job. You're right.
Mhm.
Okay, another 2 bad jobs other than teaching in a public school.
Maybe maybe driver. I think that days it's very difficult driver
Mm-hmm.
because there isn't any oil now in these days. I think that's very difficult, and there isn't privacy in our town. I think that now, and farmer because they didn't have money. These days, I think about these days.
That might be true. Yes, it might be difficult. I agree. Yes.
Maybe.
All right. So here we're going to listen to Paul Owen. So here in number 2. Paul Owen, I think he's a writer because it says here, listen to Paul Owen talking about his new book. Is that a real job? Put pictures A to C in the order he talks about them. So is that a real job? This is the name of his book. Okay, so he's going maybe to talk about strange. I'm trying to look for the book. Okay, there's no picture of the book. All right, so this means we're just going to listen directly. And it says, put pictures A to C in the order he talks about them. Okay, so we have picture A, we have picture B, and we have picture C. So these are the 3 pictures at the top of the page, and he will talk about them. All we need to do in the beginning now is just to put them in the right order, that's all. So let's do this. Let's go and check the listening track, and let's do this. So pre-intermediate CD, where is it?
Just a minute.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Mhm.
All right, so I was just about to start the CD track. Okay, so let's start this. Let's move it here. All right, so we're going to listen now. Let me share the computer sound. Okay, so let's start.
Your new book is a collection of articles about people with strange jobs.
Okay, let me increase the volume. Is it clear? Is the sound clear? Or is it too
Yes.
low?
Yes, it's clear.
All right, maybe increase the volume a little bit. Is the volume okay, or is it low, or is it good?
It's okay. Yes.
All right, okay.
Track 34.
Paul, your new book is a collection of articles about people with strange jobs. So we're not talking about actors, sales assistants or cleaners.
No, all the people in the book have very unusual jobs.
Can you give us some examples?
Well, when furniture companies want to make improvements to their products, they employ people to test their furniture. These people spend their working day lying on beds or sitting on chairs.
What a great job!
Not really. Sometimes they have to sit in the same chair or lie on the same bed for hours and hours. Then they have to answer lots of questions.
Okay, that doesn't sound very exciting.
Then there are fortune cookie writers. You know, the fortune cookies that you get in Chinese restaurants?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Well, someone has to write those.
Of course.
For example, the Wonton Company in New York makes 4.5 million cookies a day.
That's unbelievable.
Yes, it is, isn't it? One fortune cookie writer told me he takes a notebook everywhere he goes. So when he has an idea, he can write it down. And he has to think in sentences of 10 words because you can only fit 10 words on the bits of paper.
Right.
And another interesting thing, fortune cookies aren't Chinese. They started in Japan in the 19th century. Apparently, they don't have them in China.
Oh, really? I thought the idea came from China. So, what do you think is the most unusual job?
Well, what about a golf ball diver?
A what?
A golf ball diver. Golfers often lose golf balls in lakes. So golf ball divers dive into the lakes to look for the balls.
And what do they do with the balls they find?
They clean them and sell them. In the UK, golfers lose about 20 million balls a year.
20 million? That's amazing, but yes, I can believe it. I lose hundreds and they cost about £3 each. Maybe this is a job for my son. Thank you for coming into the studio today, Paul.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, let's answer the order. So which job did he talk about first? A, B, or C?
Talks about A.
Uh,
The first about C, I think.
okay.
Then
Good.
talking about B, then A.
You're right. This is the order. Yes, he spoke about C and then B and then A. That's correct. Okay. Now we have true and false. Okay. Let's see if we can answer the true and false before we listen again. Okay. And then we can confirm it from the CD again. So we can repeat this. We can repeat the listening, I mean. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Do you think this is true or false? Malak, what do you think?
Number one,
Mm-hmm.
Paul thinks this thing furniture is an interesting job. Yes, yes, she thinks that. No, Paul isn't. No.
Paul was the person speaking.
Oh, yes. Yes. He doesn't.
All
He
right,
doesn't
okay.
think this interesting job. No, that's
Okay,
false.
so this means we'll do it as false, and then if we need, we can change it. So let's move it. So let's put it false, and then we can check. So this is false. What about number 2? What do you think? Is it true or false? The second one. Do you think it's true or do you think it's false? Furniture testers.
I have to answer the questions. I think no, false.
Okay, so you think this is also false. But here, it's not about what you think. It's about what we heard on the track, right?
Yes.
Okay, what about the third one? Is the third one, in your opinion, true or is it not true?
I think I hear 40 million, 5 million. Not
Okay. Not 4.5.
Yes.
But do you know what fortune cookies are? You know what they're talking about?
No.
Okay, I think it's better if I show you a picture, a photo of a fortune cookie. So a fortune cookie is like, it's like a biscuit, but it's a special kind of biscuit. It's like a Chinese biscuit, and maybe you've seen this in movies. Okay, so it's a Chinese biscuit that has air in the middle, so it's empty inside. Okay, and inside it you can find a piece of paper, and in this piece of paper it has like it will tell you your luck inside the piece of paper. So it looks like this. Do you see these? Do you see the picture, the photos?
Yes.
So it looks like this. So you open it, you crack it, and you can see a piece of paper inside. So maybe in the piece of paper they give you something about your future. So stay away from blue-colored houses, maybe something, or something useful. Today is your lucky day. Don't waste time. Blah blah blah. You know, these kind of things. You get the idea. So fortune, of course, you know that fortune has the same meaning as luck. That's why we say fortunate, fortunately, unfortunately. So they all come from the same word. And they come from the Latin word fortuna, which means like in Italian, they say buona fortuna, good luck. So fortuna, fortune, fortunately, unfortunately, they're all the same story. Okay, so this is a fortune cookie, okay? Okay, let's go back. So now, we need to return our answers. They disappeared. Okay, no problem. We answered false, 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 I think. So you think the first one is false and false. So the 3 are false, right? False.
Yes.
Okay, what about the fourth one? What do you think?
I think that's true.
It's true. You think it's true?
Yes.
Okay. And the fifth one, golf ball divers sell.
I don't know what's 5. I don't remember.
Not sure.
Yes.
Okay, and number 6. Is this true or false?
I think false, but I'm not sure about that.
Okay, so number 5, we're not sure. And number 6, maybe false, and also not sure. Okay, so now let's listen one more time. Let's listen again to the track and let's confirm these answers, okay? So let's listen.
Track 34.
Paul, your new book is a collection of articles about people with strange jobs. So we're not talking about actors, sales assistants or cleaners.
No, all the people in the book have very unusual jobs.
Can you give us some examples?
Well, when furniture companies want to make improvements to their products, they employ people to test their furniture. These people spend their working day lying on beds or sitting on chairs.
What a great job!
Not really. Sometimes they have to sit in the same chair or lie on the same bed for hours and hours. Then they have to answer lots of questions.
OK, that doesn't sound very exciting.
Then there are fortune cookie writers. You know, the fortune cookies that you get in Chinese restaurants?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Well, someone has to write those.
Of course.
For example, the Wonton Company in New York makes 4.5 million cookies a day.
That's unbelievable.
Yes, it is, isn't it? One fortune cookie writer told me he takes a notebook everywhere he goes. So when he has an idea, he can write it down. And he has to think in sentences of 10 words because you can only fit 10 words on the bits of paper.
Right.
And another interesting thing, fortune cookies aren't Chinese. They started in Japan in the 19th century. Apparently, they don't have them in China.
Oh, really? I thought the idea came from China. So, what do you think is the most unusual job?
Well, what about a golf ball diver?
A what?
A golf ball diver. Golfers often lose golf balls in lakes. So golf ball divers dive into the lakes to look for the balls.
And what do they do with the balls they find?
They clean them and sell them. In the UK, golfers lose about 20 million balls a year.
20 million? That's amazing, but yes, I can believe it. I lose hundreds and they cost about £3 each. Maybe this is a job for my son. Thank you for coming into the studio today, Paul.
Okay.
Yes.
So do we have some answers to change?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with the first one.
I
What do you
think
think?
that's right, true answer.
It-
Because yes. And number two,
So number one is false.
yes, number one
Correct.
is false.
That's correct, yes. What about number two?
And number two, I don't heard anything about it. I don't remember.
They actually mentioned it. I'll repeat it for you because it's in the beginning. Pay a little attention in the beginning and you can hear it. He'll talk about this.
Track 34.
Paul, your new book is a collection of articles about people with strange jobs. So we're not talking about actors, sales assistants or cleaners.
No, all the people in the book have very unusual jobs.
Can you give us some examples?
Well, when furniture companies want to make improvements to their products, they employ people to test their furniture. These people spend their working day lying on beds or sitting on chairs.
What a great job!
Not really. Sometimes they have to sit in the same chair or lie on the same bed for hours and hours. Then they have to answer lots of questions.
OK, that doesn't sound very exciting.
Then there are fortune.
So what did he say?
Yes, I think true.
So is it true or is it false?
Yes, it's true.
So do we change it or do we leave it?
I think they change it maybe.
No, I mean,
I didn't.
because you answered
think-
false.
Yes, I think no, it's true. True
Okay.
answer.
Correct. Yes, it's true.
Yes.
Okay. What about number three?
I think that's true. True answer because I didn't hear 4. I
But-
heard 5.
Okay, but is it a year or is it a month or is it a week or is it a day?
I don't.
Okay, pay attention. Pay attention to the
Yes.
time because it's correct.
Okay.
They did mention 4.5 million, but during what?
Okay.
Writers. You know, the fortune cookies that you get in Chinese restaurants?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Well, Someone has to write those.
Of course.
For example, the Wonton Company in New York makes 4.5 million cookies a day.
That's unbelievable.
Yes, it is, isn't it? One for...
Uh-huh.
Yes, in a day. A day.
Yes. So this means we need to leave it false, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, number 4. Let's listen to number 4. Is it
I think I hear Japanese. Japan.
correct? Correct. So this means should we leave it? We should leave it false, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And,
What about 5?
I didn't hear anything about 5.
Okay, we can hear. Let's listen to the last.
Cookies aren't Chinese. They started in Japan in the 19th century. Apparently, they don't have them in China.
Oh, really? I thought the idea came from China. So, what do you think is the most unusual job?
Well, what about a golf ball diver?
A what?
A golf ball diver. Golfers often lose golf balls in lakes. So golf ball divers dive into the lakes to look for the balls.
And what do they do with the balls they find?
They clean them and sell them. In the UK, golfers lose about 20 million balls a year.
20 million? That's amazing, but...
I think it's true.
Which one? 5 or 6?
5.
Okay, so 5 is true. What about 6?
I think it's false because 20 million, not 1 million.
Yeah, right. Yes, 20 million balls a year. All right. So these are 3 interesting jobs, or let's say 3 unusual jobs. What's your opinion? What do you think of these 3 unusual jobs?
I didn't hear about them before that time, and I think it's good, idea.
And which is your favorite one? Which is your favorite unusual job?
A.
Yeah,
Number
the
A.
diver, right?
Yes.
I agree. I think it's probably the most fun job because you get to go underwater and you can see the balls and pick them, and then you can sell them. It looks fun, and the more balls you find, the more money you can make, right? So it looks like an interesting job.
Yes.
Okay, so here, okay, we don't need to do this, but I'll just explain it to you. The idea in speaking, when we listen to natives speak, they do something which is called linking, and they link the consonant with the next vowel in the next word. So for example, in a sentence like this one, Paul, your new book is a collection of articles about, okay? So they don't say it like I said it, no. This whole thing is connected together. The reason it's connected is because if you notice, book, the last letter in book is a consonant. And then we have I from is, there's a vowel. And then you have S consonant, A vowel. And then we have N consonant, O vowel. F consonant, A vowel. S consonant, A vowel. Do you get the idea, Manak? The idea
Yes.
is in speech, in native speech, when you have these consonants and vowels next to each other in a sentence, usually the native speaker will link them. So it will sound something like this. Your new book is a collection of articles about. Do you get it? It feels like it's all one word. So they don't stop. It's not like saying your new book. Your new book is separated. But starting from book, your new book is a collection of articles about. Book is a collection of articles about. Do you see how it's connected? And the reason it's connected is because of this consonant vowel link. Okay, so we don't need to repeat the track. I think it's just a thing they want you to notice. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's move to vocabulary here. So here we have some vocabulary. We're going to talk about noun endings. This is very, 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 very important I think in the future, especially for elementary and especially for intermediate and higher levels, and especially when writing. So it's very important to know certain endings of words. Does this word, is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? It's very important to know what kind of word you have. So here, for example, a word like collect, collection. So this means any shun ending, this I-O-N, shun, means that the word you have is a noun. All right. So here in this exercise, what they want you to do is they want you to find the endings that change the word from verb to noun. So in the beginning, of course, we have collect, collection. So the I-O-N, this changed the verb. It changed it from collect to collection, and it changed it from a verb to a noun. Now let's see the next word. So the next word we have, the verb is act, and the noun is actor. So what's the ending that changed it? What did we add?
What's the word?
So the word is act, the verb is act, and the noun is actor. So what are the letters, the ending that changed?
Action. Oh no.
Action is also another noun, by the way, you're right. But here we only want to focus on the words we have in the column. So what's the difference between act and actor?
Active. Actor. Actor. It means somebody do a player. I think a player.
All right. Okay. I think you're right, but I think you didn't get the point of this exercise. Let me explain it again. It says, look at this table. How do we make the nouns? Complete the ending column. So we are going to complete this column. We are only going to write the letters which are in the end of the noun. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
So
yes.
So we want to see what are the letters that changed it from verb to noun. What are the letters we added? So in the first word, of course, we have I-O-N, because this changed it from collect to collection. Now, what changed the word act to actor? Exactly.
O-R.
Yes, that's right. Capital. Okay, what about the next one? Assist.
A-N-T.
Yes. What about
E-R, cleaner.
Correct.
Mint. No.
It's the same,
There
right?
isn't. Yes, the same.
Yeah, because in some words, they are the same. If they're a verb or a noun, it's the same word. So we can only know if it's a verb or a noun depending on its position, its place in a sentence. We can say if it's a verb or if it's a noun. Okay, in part B it says, which endings do we use for most people's jobs? What do you think? For people's jobs? Let's think of a number of jobs.
Nouns.
Give me 4 jobs.
Okay. A teacher.
Okay, so what's the ending of teacher?
E-R.
Correct. Another word?
A doctor.
Doctor.
O-R.
O-R, correct.
And farmer. E-R.
Right.
Lawyer.
Uh-huh.
E-R.
correct?
Nurse.
Nurse
I
is
think anything.
yeah, nurse is an exception here. It doesn't have
Yes.
anything. Yeah. What about engineer?
Yes, engineer. ER.
ER also. What about diver?
Driver. ER.
And diver.
Diver. ER. Yes.
Okay, so I think we found the answer, right, for question B.
Yes.
So which endings do we use for people's jobs? Which is the most common ending?
ER.
I agree. I think that's right. ER is the most common ending for people's jobs. You're right. All right, there's a tip here. It says we can also make job words by adding ist or IAN to nouns. So let's see what this means. So for example, if we have a noun like art and we put IST, so we can change art to artist, right? So art is a noun, but artist is the job. Artist is the person. Music is a noun, but when we add IAN, music becomes musician. So music is a noun, musician is a noun. But even the nouns are different, right? Because the first noun is the subject or the science or the thing, right? So when we say art or when we say music, this is a noun, but it's not the job, it's not the person. But a person who does art, we call artist, right? And a person who plays music, we call musician. So in this tip, they just want us to know that we can also change other nouns and we can make them into jobs. All right, let's see the tip. I think maybe we have more tips in page 131. So let's go to 131 and let's see. Maybe there's extra information. Okay, not this, the one under it. Okay, here it is. I think it's this page. Let's clear the page. All right, so where's 131? Here it is. Okay, there is no extra information. It's the same. They gave us other jobs like accountant, ANT, dentist, IST, politician, IAN, right? So they gave us more examples here with other endings. Can you see the tip, Malak?
Yes. Yes, I see.
Yeah, so this is the only extra thing, I think. The rest is nothing new here. All right, so we can go back. So these are just a note. By the way, this exercise, do you know why it's so important? Because in the future, you need to add more things. Let me show you here an example, okay? So let's make a little list, okay? So I want you, for each word, so we're going to start with the verb, and then we have noun, but we also have adjective, and we also have adverb. I know this is extra, and you don't need to do this now, but I'm just trying to show you. Okay. Okay, can you see the table?
Yes.
All right, good. Let's increase this. Okay, so we have collect. And what's the verb?
Collect. What's the
The
noun?
noun, sorry, the noun.
Yes, collection.
Correct. Is there an adjective?
No.
There is actually.
Collective.
Collective. It's a collective. I'm not sure. I think it's a. I think it is an adjective. But let's write it. I think it is correct. Collective. What about the adverb? I'm going to make sure that collective is correct. The adverb, I know it's correct. There is an adverb. What's the adverb?
I don't know.
Well, how do we usually make adverbs? What's the ending of?
Add ly.
Correct. Okay, can you add ly?
Collectively.
Yes, you're right.
Collectively.
Correct. Yeah, collective is correct. Collective is an adjective. I'm checking it now in the dictionary. A number of persons or things. So we can say collective farm or collective something. A group of people, multiple, collective. So we have a collective decision. So if you say we made a collective decision, it means like a group decision, right? With other people, collective decision. So collectively is correct, like you said. Do you see the idea? Now this is very important.
Yes.
Maybe now in pre-intermediate, not very, very important. But later in higher levels, it's very important to be able to know the different form of words. Because sometimes you're writing and you don't want to always use the adjective. You want to change the grammar of the sentence a bit so you can use a noun or use a verb or use to make your sentences more interesting. Let's take an example of, okay, the verb produce. What's the noun?
Production.
All right. There's also another noun, by the way.
Yes, produce, production, produce. Maybe produce.
Yeah, but the way we pronounce it is a little different. When it's a verb, we say produce, but when it's a noun, we say produce. So the syllable stress changes. There's a shift in syllable stress. So produce, the syllable stress is on the second syllable, produce. But with produce, it's the opposite. The first syllable is stressed. There's another noun for produce. We have production, produce, and when you buy something.
Producing, producing.
No.
Add ing? No.
Ing is a gerund, but it is a noun, but it's not the one we want. But you said it before you said producing.
I don't know.
What about this?
Yes, product.
Yeah, product, correct. All right, what about the adjective of produce?
Productive.
Correct. Productive, so we can say, for example, Turkey is a productive country. Maybe not, it doesn't work for countries, I think. Maybe it works for people and personality, productive person. What about an adverb? Is there an adverb for productive and produce and product? Can you think of an adverb? I'm going to check it in the dictionary, but I think there is. What do you think the adverb of productive is?
Productively.
Correct, productively, right? Can you, okay, now since we've done all of these correctly, I'd like you to use them in a sentence. I want to see how you can use each one in a sentence. Let's do the produce, produce, produce. Let's use all of them in sentences.
Okay. Libya produce oil.
Correct. Libya produces, you have to use S, produces oil because Libya is an it, right? Okay, correct?
The collection, the production of oil is very low.
Okay, it's very low nowadays, for example.
Mhm.
Or is very low this week. The production of low has been low this week. It was low last week. Okay, good. What about productive?
Productively. I didn't know how to make a sentence.
Okay, because productive, it means it's an adjective. And usually adjectives, they come before nouns, right?
Mhm.
So this means you need to use productive with a noun.
The productive of oil.
You can't use it like this. You're going to use it. How do you use normally a simple adjective like good? Use the adjective good in a sentence.
A beautiful day. A beautiful day.
Okay.
We have a beautiful day.
We had a beautiful day.
Mhm.
This is good. Use productive in the same way.
We have a productive oil
No.
or oil or
Why do you want to use it with oil?
Okay, trees or
Here,
oil tree or oil, live oil.
don't use it for oil.
Okay.
Productive is good for time, it's good for day. So for example, if I ask you, for example, let's say yesterday you did a lot of exercises and you wrote some articles and you did a lot of English work at home. Okay. So when I ask you, I'll tell you, okay, how was your day yesterday? You'll tell me, I had a great day. I had a very productive day. To get the idea. It means you did a lot of things. You were able to finish many tasks. You get the idea. So we had a productive day. So it was a productive day. It means it was a useful day, a good day. It means I did many good things, many useful things. So they use productive in this way. So the meaning of productive مليء بالإنتاجية. يعني يوم ما مشاش 11 استفدت منه اليوم هذا. This is how they use it usually. A productive day. It was a very productive time. Time not so much, but day تمشي أحسن. Of course, here it's very important to keep in mind the idea of collocations. So you need to know which words go well with what adjective. For example, if you meet a new adjective like productive, it's a good idea to know what words work with productive. So for example, if I'm not sure, what I do is I go to Google and I just type productive in a sentence. This is the best way to learn English, by the way. One of the best ways is you go to Google whenever you see a new word. Don't try to memorize it and don't try to understand what it means from a dictionary and that's it. No, always type in Google, type the words you want, for example, productive in a sentence. And then you will find a list of sentences. And when you read these sentences, the word, it starts making sense. And you say, aha, so this is how I use this word. And you will start using it automatically and you'll start doing it correctly. You get the idea?
Yeah.
So that's why for me, when I used productive day, it felt natural because I've seen it in a sentence before. I know it's used like this. But when I said productive time, I didn't feel confident. It felt strange because I don't remember hearing it or seeing it before productive time. Maybe it's correct, but I'm not confident like productive day. Okay? So productively, so here if it's an adverb, it should come with a verb, right?
Yes. That day was productively wrong.
No, because you didn't use it with a verb. You used it with verb to be, but we don't want it with a verb to be. We want it with an infinitive. Or with the main verb, I mean.
It is productively work.
You're close now. But you used work as a noun. Use it as a verb. So here we want to describe the work of a person. Let's say you want to talk about Ahmed, and Ahmed is an excellent worker, or he works very well. So you can say, what can you say about Ahmed? You can say that Ahmed works productively. Sounds a little strange, but it's grammatically correct. But it sounds strange. I don't know, because it's not the best way to use this adverb. But you can say, but for collectively, you can say Ahmed thinks collectively. It means he doesn't think of himself only, he thinks of other people with him. He's a collective thinker. He thinks collectively. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
He has a collection of books. He likes to collect books. So you see this thing comes with a little bit of practice. But like I said, maybe now it's not very important. And also this exercise is not a very good exercise, to be honest. Because usually when you want to learn these things, it's always better to see them in real examples, right? You see them in a story or in listening, not like this in a table. It's not a good way to learn English this way. All right, so let's get back to our topic. So here in this lesson, we only talked about nouns and verbs only. They just want you to pay attention to noun endings. This is all they want in this exercise. All right, now in exercise 5, it says work in pairs. Write all the jobs you know with the endings. I think we did this. We saw it in the review. So jobs with OR like doctor, with ANT like assistant, ER, we found many jobs with ER, teacher, painter, diver, driver, right? And the same thing with ist, like artist. I think artist, I can't think of another ist job. Dentist with ist. And the IAN, musician, for example, politician. Okay, now number 6, let's move to number 6. Number 6 is also nice. So here they want you to see which of these words is a verb, which of these words is a noun, and which of these words is both. All right. So decision is a noun. Of course, the verb is decide. Examine is the verb. Interview, it can be a noun, it can be a verb. Okay, I'd like you to give me a sentence with the word interview, but I want it as a verb and I want it as a noun. Can you do this?
Okay. I have an interview.
Okay, so I had an interview. Is this a noun or a verb?
Noun.
Correct, correct. Okay, can you make it into a verb now? Or use it as a verb?
Okay. I
Go ahead.
I interview with the new master. I have no. Yes,
it's a regular verb. Use it as a regular verb in the past.
Okay, I interviewed with the master yesterday.
Okay, do it in the opposite way. You can say the headmaster.
Your sound is.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
So I said do it in the other way, not I interview, because you can't use it. You can't use interview with without saying I had an interview with. You can use it like this. But if you want to use it as a verb, usually you're the person who did the interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't say I interviewed with. No. You can say someone interviewed me, right? So you can say the headmaster or the school headmaster interviewed me. or you can say a news journalist interviewed an eyewitness. Do you know eyewitness?
No.
Okay, usually if there's a crime or there's a problem, there's sometimes someone who saw what happened. So the news, then they ask this person because he saw the accident. And they tell him what happened. And he will say, oh, there was a car and it came from the corner and there was someone crossing the road and the car hit him. So he's an eyewitness because he saw it with his eyes. You get the idea?
Yes. Can
Now,
you write this word?
yeah, here it is. It's on the screen. Eyewitness. What does it mean in Arabic, eyewitness?
يراقب أو شاهد ما حدث أو
The key is
شاهد ممكن.
Shahid what? With the 9 in Arabic. What do we say in crime movies? What do they usually say for someone who saw a crime with his eyes?
Yes, جريمة شاهد الجريمة.
Okay, but we also use another word in Arabic. شاهد حاجة. شاهد زيادة ولا شاهد شاهد عيان صح ولا؟ This is the idea. شاهد عيان, so it means an eyewitness, someone who saw the crime in front of him. Okay. So sometimes the news, they interview eyewitnesses. Or you can also just say, you can say witness without I, it's okay. So you can say, here we have a witness and we're going to interview him. Here I used it as a verb. We are going to interview the witness. All right. Okay, so this is just an extra example. Now I'd like you to decide all of these words, are they nouns, verbs, or both? Okay. So interviewer, noun, verb, or both?
Interviewer, noun.
Okay. Cook.
Cook, verb.
Are you
And
sure?
noun. Verb
Yeah.
and noun.
Verb and noun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Decide, verb, verb.
Correct. Examination.
Examination, noun.
Argument.
Argument, verb.
Are you sure?
Verb and noun.
What about argue?
Argue, verb. Yes, yes. Argument, noun.
Correct. Visit.
Visit, verb.
Or
noun.
correct. It can be both.
Yes.
Okay. Discussion.
Noun.
Employ.
Employee, verb.
Information.
Noun.
Visitor.
Noun.
Correct. Guitarist.
Noun. No. Yes. Noun. Noun.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Discuss.
Verb.
Argue.
Verb.
Politician.
Noun.
Examiner.
Noun.
Inform.
Verb.
Employment.
Noun.
Correct. Correct. Okay. So whenever you're not sure, always go to the end of the word. If you're not sure, but if you know it, you can just say noun, verb, okay? But if you're not sure, always check the end of the word. It will help you. All right, very nice, very good. Now, here in exercise 7, choose the correct words. Okay, so now you need to choose the correct word. One of the words is correct, one of them is, of course, not correct. Okay, so can you read them for us?
Okay. When I lost my job in the...
No, here, number 7.
Number 7.
On the left, top left.
Yes. Choose the correct words. When did you last have a job? Interview, job interview.
The first or the second?
The first.
Okay. Number 2.
Number 2, argue.
You did number 3. What about 2?
Collection. Number 2, collection.
Okay. And
Have you
number
got
3?
a big collection?
Correct.
Number 3, argue.
Okay. Number 4?
Number 4, the second decision.
Correct. Number
Number
5?
5, decision. Number 5, decision.
Are you sure?
Yes, do people in your family discuss politics a lot?
Are you sure?
Yes. Discuss, not discussing.
Okay.
Discussion.
Yeah. So we want discuss, not discussion.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Good.
What is the best way to improve your English?
Okay, correct. So we can see here that it's just noun verb and you need to choose which one. All right, now, so we're going to do a little bit of reading. So let's see these questions first. It says here, look at the photo. Do you think traffic wardens are necessary where you live? Why or why not? First of all, let's see what this word means, traffic warden. What do you think this means? Of course, this is a job, and this is this person's job. So this man, he is a traffic warden. What do you think he does? Or what do you think his job is about?
His job is save people from save cars from accidents and people from hits each other by the car.
Okay.
And to, I think, help people to cross the road.
Maybe close.
And catch people who drive fast.
I think you're right. You're right. But we are going to confirm this. We're going to check if this information that he said is right or not. We're going to find out from the story or from the article. Okay. And we are also going to learn a few new things as well. All right. So it says here. And first of all, do we have traffic wardens? Do we have people like this in where we live? Do we have them?
Yes, we have.
But what's the difference between a traffic warden and a police officer? What do you think?
A police officer. I think they have an office and they work in this office. But a garden. What?
Traffic warden.
Traffic wardens. I think they work on the street, on roads.
Maybe you're right. Maybe yes. Maybe the police officers. Maybe the police officers are for big crimes and for maybe big problems, right? For murder and for things which are stolen, for theft, robbery, right? But maybe the traffic warden is for small things, maybe just for things about traffic, maybe. All right, so I think the first two questions, maybe we can answer them better after we read the article because we don't, but let's do that before we read the article, maybe it's better. So do you think they are necessary where you live? For example, in Sabha, are they necessary, traffic wardens?
Yes, of course.
Why? Why do you think they're necessary?
Because it's crowded. It's crowded, and when the school started, it's very important for pupils students and worker to across the road.
Okay, okay. Do you think, what about the word, what's the difference? Okay, I'm going to write 2 examples, and I'd like you to tell me which one is better, okay? What do you think? Which one is better? And why?
I think number 1.
What's the difference between the 2?
Difference
You must interpret.
difference between words late and
No, sorry, that was a mistake.
okay.
Late.
Okay, traffic and crowded. Traffic, I think, about cars. What?
Correct.
Yes, crowd is about people, I think.
Right, that's correct. That's correct. So, for example, if you're walking in the city center and you're coming on foot, or maybe you're entering a building and you have an appointment with someone and you're late, you could say there were lots of people there, or you could say the building was crowded, or the supermarket was crowded. We couldn't buy our things and get out quickly, right? So you can use crowds for people. But if you're talking about cars, or if you're talking about the street and you're talking about cars, it's always better to use traffic. There was a lot of traffic. Or you can say there was a traffic jam. Have you heard of this one? This expression. Have you heard of this expression? There was a traffic jam? Or is it new?
Jam, it's a new word.
All right, so this is also another expression. Traffic jam is also when you have lots of, so you can say there's a traffic jam. So it means not lots of people, sorry, lots of cars. So you have lots of cars and everything is stuck. So when things are stuck, you can say traffic jam. So jam here, do you know jam? We have it in breakfast, jam.
No.
You don't know jam?
No.
Okay, do you know in breakfast, some people have toast and they put honey, right? Toast and honey.
Yes.
But some people like jam, so they put like strawberry jam.
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah?
Jam.
Okay, so in English, some people, you can say jam and you can say marmalade, but there's a small difference. Marmalade usually is for oranges. So you can say orange marmalade. I'm going to write this for you. I'm just checking there's a, I think your classmate, Mohammed's way, I think I'm just checking with me. Okay, no problem. So let me write it for you. So here you can say jam and we can say marmalade. So you can say strawberry jam, for example, and you can say orange marmalade. Here in Libya, what do you call it? Have you heard of the expression marabba? Okay. Have you heard of marmalata? Marmalata?
Yes.
تقول حتى أنتم مرملاطة بسبها.
إيه.
Okay, marmalata لنا جاية من الإيطالي. Marmalata. In English it's the same. Marmalata marmalade. بدل DT. نفس الكلمة يعني هي. So in English, marmalade is usually only for orange. it's orange, you say marmalade. But if it's other things, you can say jam, strawberry jam, apricot jam, anything. But you can also use it, jam, it has another meaning. Jam is usually when something is stuck. So for example, if I want to open the door and the door is stuck, right? You can say the door is jammed. It's not locked. It's not locked. It's unlocked, but it's stuck. Or the window, I'm trying to open the window and it's stuck. So I can say the window is stuck or the window is jammed. So we can say the same thing as traffic. So there was a huge traffic jam. معناها علقة حاصلة الحكاية زي المربع كلها لاصق في بعضها. You get the idea?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe that's why they say jam. ممكن إن الحكاية لاصقة يقول لك jam. I think maybe that's the idea. But you can use, this means if you want to talk about traffic, you have two ways. You can say there's a lot of traffic or there's a traffic jam. It's the same meaning. There's a traffic jam, there's a lot of traffic. So they use both of them. Okay, now what about the good and bad things about being awarded? What do you think? So here they, in question number 2, they want you to imagine being awarded. So imagine this is your job. Imagine this is your real job, okay? What do you think are the good things and the bad things about being a traffic warden, in your opinion? What do you think?
I think the sun is, in the summer, the sun is very hot. The weather, I think.
Is this a good or a bad thing?
Bad thing.
Okay.
It's bad thing about weather when in the winter or in the summer.
Okay.
And I think bad things about some people don't care about him.
So yeah, disrespect maybe from people. People don't care
Yes.
about traffic wardens.
Maybe when about standing stand on the street, that's very hard for men.
For a long time, yes. Maybe
Yes,
staying
for a long time.
standing for a long time, yeah.
Yes.
What about the
that's
good things?
bad things. The good thing is the car will go we'll go together, all together, don't crowded. I
So
think he can control cars.
So you mean, but
Control
I think I get your
accidents.
point. Yeah, you're saying that when there are traffic wardens on the street, there's less traffic, less accidents, maybe less problems on the street. Is this your point?
Yes.
That's true. I agree. But we're not talking about the good things that traffic wardens do for the people. We're talking about the good things of being a traffic warden. Do you see the question?
Yes.
So what do they mean here, being a traffic warden?
Maybe there isn't a good thing for him. I think that.
Okay,
But,
this is the better
maybe
answer.
good salary for him. Maybe he like that.
Maybe.
Maybe he is interesting job for him.
Okay, exactly.
But I think it's difficult work.
Okay, so this is what they want in the question, right? They want you to imagine being in his place and say, what are the good things? Like you said, maybe the salary is good. Maybe it's an interesting job. Maybe he doesn't like the office. So this is good, being on the street, right? So maybe these are the good things about being a traffic warden. Okay. All right, so now we're going to really know if this is all true or not, if it's a good job, if it's an easy job, if it's hard, if he likes it or not. We will read about this. But before we read, we have a few words. I think you know all of them, but let's check them. I think you know the meaning of stolen car. It's clear. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, I know.
Uniform.
Uniform. Yes.
Parrot. You know what a parrot is?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Aggressive.
It means عدوانية.
Correct.
Aggressive. Yes.
But this is the adjective, not the noun.
Mhm. عدواني.
Yes. A parking fine.
I don't know.
Okay. A parking fine is when you do something wrong on the street. You do something wrong when you're driving. The police officer will give you a ticket and you have to pay money. This is called a fine. A fine.
Yes.
So here in Libya, for example, if you drive in the opposite direction and there's a policeman, he will stop you. He will take your car papers and he will write you a fine. And he'll give you the fine. He'll take your license and he'll take your car registration and he'll tell you you have to pay in the police station. Right?
Yes.
So in Arabic, what is it? A parking fine. And the word fine, just fine.
ضريبة.
ضريبة أو مخالفة. صح. لو استعملتها بروحها fine مخالفة عامة. But here it's a parking fine. So it means maybe you parked in the wrong place. Or
Yes.
maybe you parked for too long, because usually in Europe and America, there's a time and there's usually a parking meter where you pay coins. If you want to stay 1 hour, you pay £5 or £3 or £10, right? So you have to use the same time you pay. But if you pay, for example, 1 hour and you stay 2 hours, they'll give you a fine. It means this is wrong. You have a parking fine. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
Okay, good. Complain.
Yes, I know. Complain.
Mm-hmm. Do you know the noun of complain?
No.
Okay.
Not completion.
No. It's an irregular noun. Complaint. Just add T. Like this.
Yes.
Complaint becomes a noun with a T. But without a T, it's a verb. Okay. All right, excuse. I think you know what an excuse is. Do you know what an excuse is? Okay.
Yes, I know.
All right, so now let's read this interview. So someone is interviewing this man. So this man, what's his name? His name is William McBride. William McBride. Okay. So he is a traffic warden, and it says fill in the gaps A to F in the article with questions 1 to 6. Okay, so let's understand what they want. I think we have to zoom out so we can see all of it together. Okay, now we can see all of it together. If you want, you can just zoom in with your phone, Malak, okay? Now, first of all, let's see what they want us to do in the exercise. So we have 6 questions, and we need to put the questions in the right place. You see? Each time there's a question and there's an answer. So there's an interview. So someone is interviewing this man. Someone is interviewing Mr. William, the traffic warden. Okay. So let's read the questions first, and then we want to put the questions in the right place. So can you read the questions for us, Malak, and then you can decide where to put the questions. Okay. So just read the questions first.
Okay. What excuse do people give you? What are the good things about the job? Does everyone pay their fine? Why did you become a traffic warden?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a dangerous job?
Mm-hmm.
What do traffic wardens do?
Okay, so these are the questions. So now I think you have to read all of this and then you decide, okay, like you decide where to put the questions, okay? So
Okay.
take some time, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Read all of this, and then you tell me where do you want to put the questions, and we'll see if it's right. Have you finished?
Just a minute. Yes, I finished.
Okay, that's good. All right, so where do you want to put the questions? So A.
A, I think is it dangerous job?
Are you sure?
I didn't know what A talking about, not talking about word in traffic.
But
I will tell you
general,
about number one.
okay, let's leave A. Let's leave it. Let's leave A. Let's do B. Let's
question
see the other one.
Question number one, NC. The answer is NC.
That's right. You're right. Okay, so let's write it. So
number
this means
two,
number C is
popular ones are I couldn't remember where the car.
You're right. Yes. Now, what about D?
No, number two, what are the good things about the job? Number two, E, good
You're
things
right.
keep fit.
Correct.
Okay. Number three, does everyone pay their fine? F.
Right, it's correct.
Number four. Number four, why did you become a traffic warden? I think that is number I think number E, it's also number E.
No, it's not E.
Okay, number A. I think number A, maybe.
Which one? Number 4?
Yes.
Correct. A is 4, yes. He's telling us why he became a traffic warden, how it happened. You're correct? Okay.
Okay. Is it a dangerous job? It's a dangerous job. Number B. B. Not sure.
Why B?
No, D. Yes, D.
But why D?
D because it talks about something dangerous. If anyone gets aggressive,
exactly, that's right.
It's on camera.
Correct. And this means the last one, 6.
Number 6, about traffic wardens too. B.
Right.
B.
Okay. Okay. What do you think of the traffic warden's job? Is it the same as traffic wardens here in Libya, or maybe different, or what?
They give people parking tickets
Mm-hmm.
and help police when they are looking for stolen cars.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So they are like police officers, but only for tickets, right? For parking tickets,
Yes.
for helping traffic,
Yes.
a bit like this. All right. Okay. Now, in question number 9, it says here, read the article again and underline the part of the article that tells us this information. So this exercise, they want us to look for the sentence which has the same meaning as sentence number 1. So for example, let's do number 1 together, okay? So number 1, it says, not not everyone has to pay a parking fine.
Number F. F.
No, but here we don't want all of the paragraph. We want the specific line. Okay, F.
Okay, popular.
You
I
said
think F, but popular C.
Which
C.
sentence in F? You have to
Popular
choose one
ones
sentence.
are somebody even said he paid for a ticket, but it's in the car. Oh no.
No.
Okay, I think no millions of people just don't pay.
That's correct. This sentence has the same meaning as number 1, right?
Yes.
Not everyone has to pay a parking fine. And here it says, no, millions of people just don't pay. It's the same meaning, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. Do you know what we call a sentence which has the same meaning? There's a name. In English, they say paraphrasing. Have you heard of this expression? Paraphrase. Paraphrase. So sometimes if you see this question, if they ask you, can you paraphrase this sentence or match this sentence to another sentence which has the same meaning, this is what they mean. So paraphrase, it means different words but the same meaning. You get the idea?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a paraphrasing exercise, number 9, because they want you to look for the same meaning in different words. So here they are testing your vocabulary. This is a vocabulary exercise. It's called a paraphrasing exercise. Okay, now number 2, can you find the sentence which has the same meaning? Number 2, traffic wardens help the police a lot.
Yes, we also help the police when they are looking for stolen car. Number B. B.
Right, that's correct. We also help the police when they're looking for stolen cars. Correct? Okay, what about sentence 3? Some traffic wardens can film people who argue with them.
Some of the most aggressive people are parents when they are collecting their children.
It's
no, if anyone gets aggressive, it's on
That's
camera.
It. Correct, that's it. If anyone gets aggressive, it's on camera. This is the right sentence. Very good. All right, number 4.
Yes. Number 4.
Which part talks about William's previous job?
Maybe number 4, number A.
Correct, but which sentence exactly? You're right, it's an A. Correct.
It was hard to find a new employer.
Not exactly. The one before it, right? Can you read the one before it?
Okay.
Have you found it?
No, not yet. Yes, I could get, but it was a good decision. It
No.
was only job. No. This was the only job.
Start from the beginning of the paragraph.
When I lost my job in the shipbuilding
This
industry.
is it. Yes. This means he used to work in the past. He used to work in the shipbuilding industry. This is how we know that William had another job. Okay. Now, number 5. Traffic wardens hear some unbelievable excuses. Where is this? Number 5. Can you find it?
Yes, in number E, some people think we do a good job.
Not exactly. Here we want a part which talks about unbelievable excuses that people give, that people say. Which paragraph talks about unbelievable excuses?
Maybe when talk the people once are I couldn't, number C.
Correct? Correct. Yes. So here we want a few examples of unbelievable excuses. So I couldn't remember where the car was, or I needed the toilet, or even someone said, this is the most unbelievable one. He said, I paid for the ticket, but the parrot ate it. So this is the most unbelievable one. Very good. Okay, the last one. Some people like traffic wardens. Which sentence talks about this? So where does it say that some people
Yes,
like
I say number F, not F, number E.
Correct?
About,
which sentence?
yes. Some
Which
people
one?
think we do a good job.
Exactly, yes. And even before it, not everyone hates us. Some people think we do a good job. That's correct. Okay. So we finished for today. Try to get your workbook as soon as possible, because these exercises are very important. You need to do them in the workbook. Maybe you can start doing them from your PDF workbook and writing on a notebook. Maybe that's better than nothing, right?
Okay.
All right then. So thank you, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.
Thanks.
You're
Goodbye.
welcome. Bye bye.
Bye.